Okay, and that's it. Hi guys. Okay, in this new video I'm going to practice death. The death in a vast landscape or in a vast valley, for example. Before continuing, I want to show you the new interface I released today for this video. You can see here my face in real time, my hand in real time, also in real time, and here below the current brush I'm using and the current color. If I change the brush, you can see how the brush changes, and if I change the color, you can also see how the color changes in real time. Remember that you can download my brushes from my digital store, from synthetic.store, and my Krita workspace. This interface I am using for Krita with all the tools and the shortcuts you can see here, also from my digital store. Just download and import in the workspace folder and appears here. So for this practice, I'm going to use a reference from Unsplash. I'm going to import to Krita, just drag and drop and insert the reference image for download, and that's it. I'm going to put here, and that's okay. Okay, for this practice, I will take advantage of this area, this valley. It has a very beautiful shadow and light effect that generates a lot of depth, but I'm going to modify this area to add my own composition and stuff, and I will add bigger mountains. But the main focus will be this area and this area between the valley and the mountains to generate the effect of depth I want to show you. I'm going to add more depth that you can see in this image. So let's start. I'm going to paint the background with a darker color to not burn our eyes. Oops, layer is locked. Okay. I always, when I remember, I always start with a dark color for not burn my eyes with pure white canvas. So now it's better. Remember that you can follow all my processes and tutorials with any drawing software. I'm using Krita because for me it's the best software for desktop. But you can follow my tutorial with Procreate, with Clip Studio Paint, with Infinite Painter, with any drawing applications. Because I don't use any advanced tool or any specific tool that only have one software. I just use my brushes that you can download for free from my store. Gaussian blur, some color adjustments, saturation adjustments, and layers, and that's it. I not use any specific tool or advanced technique that only you can do with on a specific software. You can follow with my processes with any software. So let's start painting the sky with the flat brush. I'm not I not copy the same composition. I'm going to put the horizontal line lower because I will create bigger mountains, so it's better for the composition. Okay, for the sky, just a simple blue gradient from light to darker. I not use a automatic gradient tool because I like this the texture of the brush. If you want a more softer or cleaner gradient, you can use the gradient tool, but I prefer this technique because it generates a beautiful texture. So let's continue with the valley, with the ground. For this, I'm going to paint with green. I'm not going to use these colors, the colors of this photography. I'm going to use my own colors because I will give more anime or fantasy style artwork. I'm not going to add a lot of detail. I just going to paint as a speed painting because I want to practice the thing I told you at the beginning. These shadows and lights are important, but it's not the main focus of this practice. You will see that adding here the things I'm going to add later, you will see the effect of depth. It's very, very beautiful. I mean, you understand what I mean. So I'm going to start working with the shadows. A little by little, I will add light to the lighter areas. Okay, I'm moving the flow slider constantly because I always repeat this thing in all of my tutorials or my processes because it's very important, the flow. I always show the same example. You can see how the brush works with the flow at the lower level and how the brush works. At lower level is more pasty, it mixes better and shows more texture. And in higher level shows less texture and is more sharper. So it's because that is very important, the flow management. depending if you want more texture or less, or if you want that generate more softer strokes, so you have to decrease the flow. For example, here if I want to create this softer transition between shadow and light, the better one of the good techniques is to decrease the flow and paint. So you can see that the brush stroke is very soft. Okay, and here I say that I'm not going to use this area as you can see in the photography, because it's very important to make the depth effect that I want to give to the illustration more visible. To add here mountain here. I don't care very much to have a high precision here because it's just blocking in stage. Okay, and here little by little, adding light. And also adding color variations to generate a righteous texture. Okay, and some texture on the shadow areas, because now it's too much flat. You can see how I use very opposite colors, but I use as base colors for mix. For example, I paint with this high saturated magenta, but I pick the mix and paint with the mixed color that I have after making some strokes, and continuously picking the new colors that appears. Okay, now I'm going to blur a bit the texture with the softest match brush. In a new layer, I'm going to continue adding more lights to the sunny areas. Okay, now I'm going to use the general soft brush. And same as before, I'm going to decrease the flow to create a softer strokes. It's very important to make straight horizontal lines here, because if here you paint curved lines, it generates the effect of a bump on the valley. It's because also I have here the shortcut of a grid, because sometimes it helps to create better horizontal lines. Okay, I think it looks nice, the effect of shadow and the transition between the two areas. Got a bit more of light. Okay, looks very nice. Okay, and now I'm going to paint the background mountains before to continue with this area. So I'm going to put the new layer behind this layer, and with the general soft brush I'm going to pick a blue color from the darkest area of the sky, and I'm not going to, as I said, I'm only going to copy these mountains. I'm going to add different ones, bigger, something like this, and this to generate a more epic effect. Okay, and this one, a bit darker than the other further. Okay, these distant mountains has less detail because are very far. I'm not going to add a lot of detail, just a bit of snow texture right there. That's it. Because I will put, or I will add some clouds between the different areas to generate more, to increase the effect of that. Okay, and this I'm going to add one more here to break a bit the symmetry. But with a lighter blue to generate the effect of more the effect of distance. Okay, the first technique for depth is this: lighter color as far as the object. In this case, the mountains. Is a very good technique to use the colors of the sky. For example, I pick the color of the sky and selecting a darker shade of the blue, of this blue, and paint with this shade, and making this color lighter as farther as the object. as fast as the object is. Okay, I'm not going to add much more detail to this mountain, maybe later, because here is the most important part of this practice. Okay, here we have the code between the two areas. So to generate a transition, there is no transition because this is a mountain. This is a mountain, and behind this mountain maybe there is another valley. But here I'm going to make that the valley continues. There is no this. There is in this mountain here. So for this, I'm going to pick a color for the light area and make a paint a line, a straight line. This is important that this line make sure that this line is very straight. Okay, here one line. Okay, this is another day because I had to split the process in two parts because I had technical problems with the cursor. I don't know why. Sometimes the cursor freeze and I can't do anything. And I discovered that was the Logitech drivers. I solved, and I think it's fixed. So let's continue. Now, after this horizontal line of light, I'm going to create another line above this one, another thin line with the same brush, but with the color of the shadow, with darker green. Something like this. And another line of light, but this time a bit thinner. You already can see that this effect, these two lines, it generates the effect that the valley is massive, it's very extensive. It's extensive, it's very big, and the view distance is very far. So now I'm going to paint over this area, because this generates that this mountain is overlapping is in front of this area. Also, we can paint a bit of dark here to generate two shadows dividing the two shadows, and maybe here another it's a bit strange to split the shadows, no? Maybe I can do is to decrease the size of this shadow of the longer one, something like this. A thin line over this shadow to generate contrast. Okay, and here we can add another little mountain here. Okay, now you can see the sense of depth of this area. How you can feel that this valley is very, very deep. The distant view is very far. Oh, of course, you can, in a new layer, I'm going to add a new layer. You can add here to break these shadows and this clean area, some another mountain at this same level at this one. Maybe a little bit right. Something like this. Maybe it's a bit strange to have two mountains at the same level. It's important to not generate this kind of repetitions. So I'm going to put here, because here breaks the repetition. And here there is another repetition, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to modify this one, that's another one. So on the background mountains, I'm going to change a bit this. Something like this. And this other one. Okay, it's just to break to have 3 mountains very similar shapes. And now here we can add a castle or some tower. So now I'm going to add the textures over the mountains, a bit of just some snow, or imitating the snow effect. For the farthest one, just a slight effect, just very soft, not too much. Okay, this is enough for this distant mountain, for the farthest one. Okay, so after this one, the next one with a brighter blue. And the same concept, just a bit of some strokes, and it's enough. Following the shape of the mountain with some curved strokes like this one, yeah. Okay, and this one is bigger. So bigger is not actually it's not bigger, it's just near in the distance. So here the snow is more visible. I'm going to increase the flow to create a sharper lines. On this one, we have to be more precise because it's more detailed. Okay, something like this is enough. And for these mountains near to us, I'm not going to paint with snow. I'm going to paint with light, with green. So, for example, in this one, I'm going to do the same as I did with the snow, but with light. Okay, at the top, we can add a brighter green. On each peak, a bit of brighter green to highlight the shapes. Okay, the same at this one. I'm doing very fast strokes because I don't want to add a lot of detail. I just want to show you the technique and the use of colors, lights. But of course, this needs more detailed work to generate better snow texture. You can add here, for example, another mountain. Let's try. For example, at this point. I don't know if it's a good idea, but this increases a lot. Adding big things in foreground, on the foreground, always increases a lot the sense of distance. And here we can take advantage of this spot of light, or this area of light. Okay, and now here at the top of this mountain we can add some tower or abandoned castle or something like this to simulate some fantasy civilization. Okay, with the rectangles off. Not fixed with. Okay, something like three towers. Something like this, yeah, it's enough for creating the effect of a kind of fantasy, some kind of fantasy castle or okay, here I'm going to increase a bit the contrast of this green because it's very flat. Not just the contrast, also the texture to add a bit of more color variations. Okay, with the general soft. Okay, and the next, or at the final thing for adding to add an extra of depth is to add some clouds or fog between this area, these mountains. So I'm going to use the cloud soft brush, and this is very easy. Okay, a new layer between the foreground area and the background, and increasing the size of the brush a lot. I don't care about the precision here because it's the effect that we want to create is the effect of fog. So now I'm going to soft with as much. Okay, and I'm going to erase this area. Just with decreasing the opacity with the cloud soft brush, just erasing some spots just to generate a texture, a bit of texture. Okay, and some okay, and now the same but between this mountain and this other mountain. Okay, this have to be higher. Now with the smudge tool, okay, this one is I'm going to decrease the opacity of this layer because it's too much white, and also with the other one, the fog I painted before, I also decrease the opacity, and now a bit of fog here, and that's it, in the middle of the valley. don't worry about precision because we are going to smudge to blur it later. So okay, now with the same brush and eraser. Actually, don't care the eraser you use, just use the eraser and erase a bit the shape. And the soft smudge. Okay, and for finishing, just the clouds and it's enough for this practice. Okay, with the same brush, with the cloud soft. I'm going to create a similar composition for the clouds. Oops, here there is a mistake. Yeah, something like this. And now I'm going to smudge to blur it. And with the brush, erase a bit some spots to generate this kind of gaps between the clouds. Don't worry about the precision because actually it's most important that seems like random spots, like it's more important than a controlled repetitive pattern. Just random. Don't worry about the precision. And after this, one more time smudge. Okay, and to increase the effect of the depth of the clouds, because here seems like flat clouds, I'm going to use the alpha lock, and with the airsoft I'm going to paint a bit of blue on the distant ones, or the farthest one, and a bit of blue at the bottom of the... Actually, we can increase the grayish on the blue. To add some effect of shadow. It's just to not generate a very flat texture on the clouds. Okay, and that's it. So practice with your own landscapes and let me know if it was useful for you. Remember that you can download my environment brushes from my digital store, also my Krita workspace, and also you can support me visiting my print stores. There you can buy prints from my artworks on several supports like metal posters, gaming mousepads, home decor. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.